Welcome to
Mhm.
Real Talk, everybody. This evening, I have the pleasure of speaking with Miss Reanna. Thank you so much for joining me, Reanna.
Well, thank you for having me. My first anything interview, podcast, whatever. I'm so happy, and thank you so much for blessing me with this opportunity.
Absolutely. I'm glad that you accepted because the same way you feel is the same way that I feel. So,
Okay.
so Rihanna has tell me if I pronounce this correctly, osteosarcoma. Am I correct?
Yes, very true. Very correct. I mean,
Can you tell everybody what that is?
osteo means bone, and sarcoma means tumor. So I have bone tumors. Um, Yeah, and it's a very fast, very aggressive cancer. And believe it or not, it started mostly in African American men. And just lately, they've noticed a trend of it becoming into women, and not only women, but African American descendant. So, um, lately it was mostly a man disease that men had until recently it's been women have been getting this osteosarcoma.
Wow. Is it a form of cancer or bone?
Yes, it's cancer. It's one of the very rare bone. It's very rare cancer. It's when you look it up, it says very rare. So I actually only know one other person, two other people, a nurse that works here that had osteosarcoma, and she's a woman, and then my best friend Crystal, who I met in the beginning of my journey here, who has osteosarcoma.
Wow, wow. Well, I'm sorry that you're going through that, but I tell you what, you appear to be upbeat. I know you have your days, but what I'm going to say is that I'm proud of you for continuing to fight as much as you can, because some people can give up.
Oh, girl, I grew up.
Huh?
Yeah, the way I grew up, we wasn't allowed to pout.
I know that's right. That's just not in
Shoot.
your DNA.
Mm-mm.
Giving up is not in your
Mm-mm.
DNA.
Nope. My aunt said, I give you a day or two, but after that, you better get up.
That's what's up because I know
Mm.
if you sit and wallow in it, then your body is going to react to that as well because we know that our mental and physical are connected. So, your
Yeah,
mental can tell your body, just stay here and give up. But if you push through even the physical pain, I know it hurts, but if we push through it mentally, it does help us kind of move forward a little bit and get up and try and do things.
it does.
Yeah. So
It's all starts in your head.
there you
If
go.
your head say you can't, guess what? You can't.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. I mean, no matter how much physical pain you're in, your brain controls a lot of that. So you're right about that.
Yeah.
How did you even find out? Like, what were the symptoms?
Pain. And that's my number one,
What
pain.
is that?
Like, no, but and it's not just no regular, oh, I got a headache. No, it's everyday constant pain. And even now, like, unless the tumor is dead, I have constant pain. It don't matter how much pain medicine they give me, I'm still feel a little bit of it. Cancer pain is constant pain. You could be drugged up to life, and guess what? You still gonna feel that little bit of sting from cancer pain. So I always tell people that's the number one, pain. If you have a pain that you won't go away, or and you take it, I used to take before I got officially diagnosed, I used to take 4,000 milligrams of ibuprofen a day. And that's a whole nother story, girl.
Wow. But
But
this
yeah,
was you
it's pain. That's what
self-medicating.
I had is pain.
And this was you self-medicating the pain at the time, like,
Yeah, I in the beginning,
yeah.
and
Yeah. But I can
at 16
understand that.
years old, I was 16 a week before I got it's January of 2000, I mean December 2015, the last day, January 31st, 2015, something that I can tell you my New Year's switch. It switched my whole New Year because I dropped out of nowhere, lost feeling in my leg, dropped. And then I was like, And then from that day forward, January 31st, 2015, cancer.
So so was it just that, okay, your legs went out, with no type of warning, no inkling of anything. Am I correct? Wow.
Mm-mm.
And so
Yeah,
then,
but no type of warning. My leg went out, but it came back. I bounced back up. I was like, "What the? That was crazy." But that just set my tone for what was going to be happening all these years. I remember that specific date. The last day of the year. That was like, if I think back to it, that set the tone for the rest of my life.
Wow. And did you go to the doctor like right after that, or you kind of just once the leg feeling came back, you kind of just brushed it off as one of
I
those?
was like, oh, it was weird. Like I was like, oh, maybe I had a muscle spasm or something.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly. I'm pretty sure most of us
Yeah.
thought something just like that, a muscle spasm. Damn, I had a little muscle spasm. I mean, a bad
Yeah.
one. I can understand
True. Yes.
that. So what was it that they did that finally said, you have we have some concerns. And then at what point did they finally name it what it is today?
So I went 6 months undiagnosed, and that was all on. I'm not gonna Kaiser. I went Kaiser. I live in California. I don't know if you guys have a Kaiser, but we have a Kaiser, and it's nicknamed Killer K.
It is.
So going to Kaiser for 6 months, they gave me the runaround. Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing. It's a torn meniscus. It's this. It's this. It's growing pains. For 6 months, I went undiagnosed. 6 months taking 4,000 milligrams of ibuprofen, and going to emergency rooms constantly, and no one ever gave me an MRI, a CT scan. They just kept doing x-rays and we don't see nothing, we don't see nothing, we don't see nothing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until my leg was physically turning on its own, like my leg straight. So this is your thigh, my leg was moving this way.
Wow.
And I was walking like a duck, like it was moving outwards. I was like a club foot, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
My whole leg started turning. And so it was until 6 months in, I got diagnosed with osteosarcoma a week before my 17th birthday.
17.
A
Oh,
week before my 17th birthday, I was diagnosed with osteosarcoma. And it does, I have to go back and finish. After Kaiser, like, let me go back. So
absolutely.
when I was going those 6 months of Kaiser, I was going to the emergency room and they were finally like, stop coming to the emergency room, go to your primary care doctor. So I was living in the high desert at the time, which is like Victorville, California and stuff. And, it's the high desert, it's a desert. They don't got much. So I had to found a primary care doctor up there, and they're like, I noticed you gained weight these past couple months, because I was real active. I was actually training to go into the military. I was a sophomore at the time, so when I was like, I'm going into the military as soon as they let me go. So I was real active, and so he was like, I noticed you gained a lot of weight. So if I send you to this MRI that you've been begging to, and it's not what you think it is, you're going on a diet plan.
Right.
So they sent me to the MRI. The first couple of times she sent me, I couldn't even sit still. And so she only gave me like 3 Norcos, because at this point they're hell bent on, this is nothing. Nothing's wrong with you. You're tripping. You're just one of those kids that's nothing. So they gave me like 3 Norcos to get through one MRI. And I remember I waited a couple days after my MRI, and I called the nurse, and I called the office, and the nurse was like, oh, it's just a tumor. Oh, Reanna, tell me, let me look. Oh, it's just a tumor. And I'm 16 years old. I
Right.
go run into my aunt. Oh, it's just a tumor. She said, what?
Just a,
And then we called. Yeah, and I had no idea what that was. She wasn't even supposed to
of
disclose
course
that
you
over the
did.
phone.
Right.
She
Wow.
wasn't supposed to tell me that over the phone. But when I went into the office, she was like, come in. The doctor was like, come in and let's talk. My aunt got jumped in the car. We went, and her whole vibe was different. Like, I was like, okay, something is wrong. Like, I'm Googling on the way there, what's a tumor? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they're looking at benign and malignant tumors and stuff. So I was like, what's a tumor? And then she was like, you either have osteosarcoma or Ewing sarcoma. And the only way to treat this is to cut off your leg. And after that, we immediately found Loma Linda as a second choice. And guess what? He told me to send in my very first X-ray that I got from Kaiser. I did. He seen it immediately in the X-ray.
Wow. Now, had they done that, so you had been going back and forth to the emergency room, which was telling you to see your primary care physician, of course. Let me back up before I even finish with that. Kaiser, this is to you, Kaiser. This is you're not the first person. As you just said, it's called, what is it? Killer Kaiser?
Killer K.
Killer K, right.
They
I
Killer
mean,
K.
it is sad because I know from other people how Kaiser does people. And it's true, you will die or damn near be on your deathbed as you were before they actually
Before they do
do something
anything.
about it, right? And that's sad because we're humans and we're Americans who is supposed to have the best healthcare system around. We're America.
America's supposed to be exactly. We're supposed to be the best of the best, but we have places like Kaiser that just telling people it's nothing wrong with you. Ain't nothing wrong with you.
Yeah,
You're
it's
crazy.
messed up.
You have primary care doctors like I had that saying, I'm gonna put you on a meal plan because you gaining weight at 17.
Wow, that's just sad. And I understand the fact of being about preventative care because I know that Kaiser is about preventative. They try, but at some point you have to do something about it. You got to make a decision.
Right.
Okay? You can't just send a young lady home. We're glad to still have you with us now.
Yeah.
Could have been worse. So what, so now you've been diagnosed and I know you said, so did any other symptoms come along besides the leg pain that you had initially, like?
Nothing but pain. Just pain. I'm healthy as a horse if it wasn't for that pain, honestly. If it wasn't for the cancer, I'd be really healthy. And I don't know if you know this, but actually, I just lost my legs this weekend. So I'm now completely paralyzed from the waist down.
No.
Last week I was walking, and this week I'm not walking. And that's due from my cancer.
So your legs have just like, they're paralyzed now.
They gone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they haven't been amputated though.
No, because that's what I thought too. Because she was like, "Oh, you have," because when that my nurse was like, "Oh, they're gonna cut my leg off." That's all I heard.
Yeah.
But no, like after I switched to Loma Linda, I did a year chemotherapy, went into remission. Did a year of radiation, went into remission. But they sent me home December 2018, terminal. So since December 2018, I've been just at home, just living until you know this very moment, honestly, because they told me this was gonna happen. The way I have tumors in my spine, it started in my leg. It went from my leg to my shoulder to my spine and lungs.
Okay. And your spine and your lungs, you said?
Yes,
Okay. And so I know, of course, any of us know what the word terminal means,
right,
but I will tell you this. We can get the medical standpoint because it's there, but we know
right.
who has the final decision when
Father God.
it's right. And
Mm.
so, I could go before you, and you're the one
Okay,
with terminal illness.
so and I say that all the time.
That's right.
Just because I'm here in this hospital don't mean nothing.
It does not. And I know that I'm not going through it, so that I know it's just me talking, but I mean this. Keep fighting, and I know you're doing that, but just hearing it from me, keep fighting. There are
Mm,
other people that are going through what you're going through, and your smile and everything
yeah,
you're doing, it does help other people. So, I think it's a
thank you.
good
I
thing.
appreciate it.
Of course, because I mean, not everybody's going to do what you do. Not everybody can get online and show their struggle or show, what they're going through. Not just the good times, but show what you're really going
The bad
through.
times too.
Absolutely. And so I know
Yeah,
I noticed you, and I know other people notice you if I did, and you already know that because you
right.
follow.
Yeah.
So what about kids? Do you have any children?
Yes, I do. I have a daughter. Her name is Reanna as well. She was named after her dad, not me. But her dad named her after me.
Oh,
And she's 21 months. She turns 21 months tomorrow. And honestly, the fun fact, I went my entire pregnancy with a tumor millimeters away from my spinal cord. So I could have been paralyzed, giving birth to her. I had the people, how regular people gave birth, they put me completely to sleep to give birth to my daughter.
so what do you know the logic behind that? Why did they do that?
Because the where the tumor was, it was in those areas to give. First of all, you know you could break your spine from pushing. And so my
Didn't know that.
spine, all the birth is all in your spine. Birth is all in your back. That's why a lot of women that give birth they complain about their back.
Right.
So
Right.
one, they're like your spine is too weak; it could snap if you push out. Two, to do a C-section, we would have where your tumor is in your spine, it would be in the way. So the only logic is to put you completely to sleep and cut you open.
But she's here. How did you?
My miracle, baby.
I'm telling you, no medical issues, no nothing, because I heard you say you took chemo and radiation.
Yep.
Did this
And I
happen?
stopped that.
So did this happen in between those treatments? How did that?
After the treatment, because after they sent me home terminal in 2018, I did 4 months of radiation, and then I was just living my life with my child's father It was me and him for a long time.
Right.
And you know, the bed didn't when I got pregnant in the beginning of the pandemic. As soon as they got shut down, we was shut down in the bedroom.
Pandemic.
Sadly. So I have a pandemic, true pandemic baby.
Exactly. Now I know, well, I don't know. I'm going to heavily assume, if that's a thing, that you that was against the doctor's wishes.
Oh, oh my gosh. I was so scared to tell my doctor. He told me you're gonna get in trouble. And I was like, why? I have the same doctor. His name is Dr. K. He's the most amazing doctor here at Loma Linda. Everyone loves him because he does everything I ask him to do, he will do. He's not technically I'm terminal. They're not supposed to do nothing to me. But every time I asked him, can I try this one more time, Dr. K? Can I do this one more time? He's been there. So when I told him I was pregnant, he was like, you're gonna get in trouble. And he was like, oh my gosh, it's so scary. So now he loves seeing my daughter because he said my daughter proved him wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like my daughter has proved him wrong and she's a miracle, like she's here. Like I was not supposed to do that at all.
Right. That was, well, one thing for sure about that, just like you said, a miracle. There's no doubt you are meant to be here, young lady.
Yeah,
Yeah, she is
thank
meant to be
you.
here in all of her glory. So I mean,
Yeah,
she's going to be the one that's going to be able to tell your story if it does take you out, if that is
definitely.
what is to happen,
She got her mommy's name. Shoot.
Exactly, exactly. So that I'm happy for you because I know that that can be bittersweet, but I know
Yeah,
the bigger part is the sweet part that she's here and it gives you something to continue to push through the pain,
yeah.
deal with what you're going.
And that was the argument that me and my child's father had a lot too before I got because on there was I actually had got pregnant like literally right before I got pregnant with her and I had a miscarriage. And that was I was like, I can't have a baby. Like that's why I had this miscarriage because my body is not it can't have a baby. You know what I'm saying? And one thing me and my child's father argued one he was like, why would you have a kid just to leave them? And you know what? And part of me, and that kept, and most nights that keeps me awake, honestly, because I do have that mom guilt. Like, why did I have her?
I can understand that. You're a mother, and you've been diagnosed with a terminal disease. So I can understand
Right,
you feeling that. But at the end of the day, she's here and she has him. And so at this particular point, in my opinion, he shouldn't be asking that right now because she's here. Let's just do what we need to do while I'm here to make sure
right,
she has the best of me. So when I am gone, there's so many memories left behind because she's here.
right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, you can't really, I know it's you, but try not to do that to yourself. Just feed her with all the love that you can, what you have right now. Leave those memories behind. And hopefully,
Yeah,
I pray that her dad is a good dad, that she's not.
we're not gonna get on that. But my child,
Because my thing with that is
he don't know no better,
and
honestly.
I'm here to tell him because at the end of the day, if you go before him and you do go, that's where you come in, man. That's where you come in. She should
He my
she
She
should
don't. I sadly he's not in that my he's not there. He
okay.
I'm the second baby mama sadly and I had his third kid. So and he has another baby on the way. He has actually another kid that he don't claim. So we're not gonna go bash this man. But anyways,
Oh no,
he a baby daddy, you know what I'm
no,
saying?
absolutely.
So
That's
my aunt has full and that's one thing I did. As soon as I gave birth to my daughter, I made sure in writing, in my will, in everything that my aunt gets full custody of her. So my aunt will
right there.
have full custody of my daughter.
And that's the answer to the question that was asked. The thing is that she's here now. You did it. She's giving you something to look forward to every day, in my opinion. Not only
Every day.
every day. And I can imagine, not only that, you've made preparations for her when you do go.
Yeah.
That if and when we all going to go, but if you go soon, you've already made the preparations to make sure that your daughter is taken care of.
It's done.
Exactly.
Yep. But her aunt is her primary caregiver.
And I
Shoot.
commend you for being a young mother and making a responsible decision like that. I do. I really do.
Thank you.
I find you very strong, in my opinion, to do what you're doing and still, I'm pretty sure, get up and smile in front of her when you may want to cry. So
Oh yeah, she came and visited me yesterday, but I had to hold my tears back. My baby is just like me. She done got into this. She got here, said up, got into the bed, took off her shoes and socks, and
the first
because
thing
that's
to
what
go, right?
me and mommy do at home. Because me and mommy, because we watch TikTok at home, she know the deal. Come chill with mommy and watch some TikToks, watch some TV. Here's
Exactly.
your tablet. Here's your baba. She's a great baby, and everyone says because she knows,
Yes,
and
she
she
does.
might know.
She senses, of course they don't know because their little brains can't understand that, but they definitely sense, okay, something's going on with kids are not dumb. They just the only
No,
difference in them and us is experience. That's
that's
all.
it.
But they can
She
feel.
just little.
That's all. That's all. I just tell you, take a whole lot of pictures and videos to leave her with. That's the
Oh, girl, I'm old school. I got a photo book with 1,000 pictures. That first photo book, I called it year zero, year one, you know what I'm saying?
fact. Oh
And
yeah.
it's me and her daddy's relationship in the beginning. Then it goes into family members. Then it goes into ultrasound. Then it goes into her first few months. We're
I
waiting on the Walmart pictures. I just ordered 864 prints
see you're doing your
for
job.
year one and two. And
That's what's
so
up.
she gonna see it all.
That's what's up because those are the things that are gonna. She's always gonna remember you. I'm sorry, with those memories right there. So I mean, people can
Yeah.
think what the heck they want. I don't find it selfish. Unless somebody's in a situation, we all are going to give our opinion of what we wouldn't do or what we would do, but you really do not know unless you're in the
Right.
situation. You're still a woman.
I just said that earlier.
Yes, and women, most, not all, but most women want children, and so and
Yeah.
she's healthy, and that's
I wanted 5 kids, you know?
and
I
God bless.
wanted to and be a foster mama to just girls. I wanted all girls. At first, I wanted a son real bad, real bad. I had a whole gender reveal for a son, and then we went to our 20. Yeah, I thought I was having a boy. We
Okay,
had a whole gender reveal for a boy and everything, right?
wow,
Gender reveal. Me and my baby's father go to my 20-week appointment, and they're like, "Your baby girl's healthy." We said, "What?"
a baby
No,
girl.
we're having a boy. This is the wrong stomach. You looking at the wrong stomach. So, but she opened my eyes. I never would have thought like I wanted a girl so bad. So now I'm like, I want all girls.
Right,
I
right.
want to be a foster mom and take care of young girls in the system. Like I just
That's what's up, and
want girls.
stuff like that is needed. I mean, and who's to say that that's not what you're going to do? We don't know
Okay, who
what
knows?
the future holds because guess what? It ain't over until it's over. So
It ain't over till it's over, baby.
damn right. So we don't know what you're going to do. Now, what about your support? Do you have? I know your aunt, and I
Oh,
kudos, auntie, because that's what family's supposed to do. Step up,
I was in
get in where you fit in.
girl, I was in I didn't know how much love I had until I got away from my child's father.
Okay.
When I got with him, he was I don't want to he's has narcissistic behavior, and
Okay.
I'm a woman, I'm very submissive in a relationship.
Okay.
Outside of a relationship, I'm the head honcho in charge. But
Right.
in a relationship, I was very submissive,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he kind of cut me off. I kind of cut myself off from my whole family. And
Okay.
then I didn't even tell anyone I was pregnant. His mom announced that I was pregnant because I was trying to keep it a secret for as long as I can. Honestly, I don't know why, but part of me was like, one, ashamed that I was getting pregnant by this guy because my family knew our history. We were fighting and all the how abusive it was, and two, that I was sick and pregnant. You know what I'm saying? But once I left him, oh my gosh, like overwhelmed. Like it's to the point where I'm like so content. Like to me, men were disposable. They are to me still because I have so much family support. Like I'm so filled in that area that I'm not looking for no love because I got all the love right now. Like I go from my cousins out here. Like I'm surrounded by
Good.
support and love
I'm so glad because I think that
compared to the year ago where I felt like I had no one. I was crying myself to sleep every night. And I was crying with my daughter because I only put all my eggs in one man and he would leave me for days at a time. Knowing I was sick, knowing I had a tumor in my back, knowing I couldn't get up and stuff. You
you know
and
what?
from going from completely alone and being isolated to covered completely in family, like, whoo, I'll never go back to a relationship if I don't need no man. I don't need nobody. I got family. I got uncles, I got grandpas, I got daddies. Shoot.
That's true. That's true. And I think that, your first love is your family, if you have a good one.
Right.
They'll always be there, when you
Yes.
and when you come back around. I think that when it comes to relationships, you're right, you don't need anyone. And the key is to want, if you want a person. But when you become where a point where you allow
One.
someone to when you allow someone to dictate your life or run over you, yeah, you no longer need them. And it's up to you to get out of the
Yeah.
situation, because people are going to do whatever they do. He can not come home, but you knew you didn't like that and you should have left a long time ago. But that's hindsight. It's 2020.
Mm.
You
Girl,
got
it was my apartment. I'm
oh
just saying.
oh that's a whole
Where
nother
my
dang ball
goals go,
game.
you yeah. And it was to the
Get
point where
out.
he didn't even want to leave. I'm like, this is my apartment.
Oh,
He's
you
like, well,
were
I'm
like
not
the
leaving.
boss.
So you don't love me, you don't want to be next to me
Yeah.
or nothing. That's
Oh
all.
no.
Yeah, girl. I've had apartments, I've had businesses. I've been on my own since 16, honestly. Even after I got diagnosed, my mom wasn't even the greatest mom. Like I was alone, sincerely in the word alone, from 16 to 19 to actually 16 and 20 years old. If like I didn't have good, my mom, she says, "Yo, you're a grown woman. What do you need me for?" And I used to be so jealous and envious of people with mothers because they're like, especially him. He could do anything. He could knock me upside my head, choke me, everything. His mama over there blaming me like I'm the issue. Well, my mom was like, "Oh well, you have to learn. I can't do nothing for you. Stop calling me." You know
And
what I'm saying? I used to be so mad he had a mom
they're wrong.
because I didn't
Period.
have one. And
You know that they're wrong.
oh yeah,
Everything that they just told you, if those are the words they use and that's how they said it, they were wrong. And I will look both of them, if they ever see this, in the face and tell them they were wrong. You will never tell a young lady something like that, because I don't give a shit what
right.
you do. No one should put their hands on you. You walk away regardless.
Thank you.
So there's no,
His mom. Oh, once,
and the hell, if I'm
but
supposed to get used to, I'm never supposed to get used to anything, that's not good for me.
anything.
Right. No, 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 no. I'm glad
It is not a man's world. It's a woman's world. Okay,
the moment that
let's remember that.
yeah, the moment that women really realize that, hey, we all know what really runs the world. But and
We're
once you
us,
that's right. Women really do run the
but
world.
we just like to bow down for men. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Why are we giving these men don't even know how to do nothing? They always say God made Adam a rib because he was like, "Oh, this boy don't know nothing he's doing. Let me make him a rib."
That's
Did
why he
he
had
say
to
that?
bring,
Yes or
exactly.
no?
That's why
Oh,
he had to
okay.
bring Eve on board. We are the
Well, because he
brains.
couldn't do nothing alone. We are the brain. In
That's
most
right.
real relationships, yes, the women is running the outside. I one first of all, one thing I'm saying, always make your man feel like a man. Okay, that's one thing I should always make your man feel like a man. But at the same time, you running the relationship, baby.
That is true. I completely agree with you. I do believe a woman should always make her man feel like a man. But if
Yes.
he's acting or being a little boy, I'm going to call you out.
Okay.
Certain things that a
All the
man
way up.
does to be called a man. It takes a lot to make a man. And I'm always
Most of these
willing.
men though, like he need to know.
You said what?
I don't like to blame my child's father because most of these men are raised generally just by women. So
Yeah.
they think it's okay for well, my mom did it.
Yep.
So
That's so,
and
so,
they think,
so
well,
true.
that's
So
the main
true.
thing. They think, well, my mom did it.
And
You
that
could
can be
do
a
it.
whole topic right there, because that one
When
line,
I was going through postpartum, wait, I have to tell you that when I was going through postpartum, I knew he was so absorbed. His mom and no one ever talked to him about this. But I was going through postpartum. I said, I'm tired. Like I don't like I'm sad. I feel bad. Like postpartum depression, really, where I didn't want to deal with my child. And I'm like, why did I have a baby? Now I can't get up and go nowhere. I can't even do nothing no more. And then on top of that, I'm a single mother that's sick. Like I can't even like when I'm feeling on my worst days, I have to still take care of my baby. I don't. Oof. I throw up so much that my daughter thinks it's a game. You know what I'm saying? But I went back to what I was telling him. I was complaining about postpartum. And he was like, "You're the only woman that feels that way."
well, you listen.
What?
Ignorance is bliss.
Mm,
So I mean,
I never heard my mama or nobody say they felt that way.
well, first and foremost, not every woman is the same. We're all different, and
First,
people
right.
experience things different.
But and if your mama raised all three kids by herself, trust me, she felt that way
Oh, she did feel it.
too.
There's no woman out here that can say if they raise kids on their own, you felt it, because that's not an easy thing. And
Yeah,
postpartum is a real thing. Women have not been known to kill their
very
children,
much.
during postpartum, and
Yes,
they're
kill
not
themselves and
themselves.
their children. Yes,
It is. It's so true. So I'm glad that you made it out, and your daughter is with someone that loves her, that's going to think of her and put her first, because she's the one that matters.
right.
She's a baby, and she's the one that matters. She needs the love and attention that she.
She's first. She comes in my life.
That's right.
It's her then God. I'm
There you
sorry.
go. You know, you
I
hey,
know
hey,
God
hey,
first,
man.
but my baby is first.
I mean, hey, all you doing is keeping it real. People can say what they want, but if that's how you feel, my baby come first. I'm sorry, God, you understand.
Do you understand? You get it.
I completely get it. So
Me
tell me,
too.
what through all of that you're going through, like what is your, I know your daughter, because that may be your reason, but what keeps you going on TikTok, for instance, and showing your smile and being the happy person if we really just look at you, nobody would think that you were going through something terminal right now.
Oh, you know how many times, like, honestly, what keeps me through is getting dressed and being myself. My family never let me dwell. So if you feel my one thing my mom did raise us is get dressed and clean the house. I bet you ain't have no reason to be feel no kind of way.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like, so I get up when I feel my worst days. I get up and do my makeup and clean the house, and I'm like, oh, it's already 12 o'clock by now. Like half my days over here is busy. So staying busy,
yeah,
staying focused. I've always wanted to do social media, but I started off wanting to do YouTube because YouTube is what got me through all the moments alone in the hospital. And mom would leave me in the hospital for weeks at a time, not visit. It was my daycare. Oh well, you're gonna chemo. Let me drop. Excuse me. Ooh, it's that water. I said, let me drop you off here, and I'll be back when it's time for you to get picked back up. You know what I'm saying? But
wow, wow,
just keep, what keeps me going is being the way I was raised. Honestly, like my aunt said, you got a day or two to be sad and then get up. Or in my mom, you don't have no days to be sad. Get up and do your makeup, get dressed, put on a cute little outfit,
there you
get,
go.
do your clean your house and get
Right,
up.
there you go,
And
there
that's why I
you go.
tell people all the time, like, why sit and dwell? I can't sit, my legs is going, what am I sitting and dwell about? I can't change that.
I love it.
There ain't nothing I could do today or tomorrow or next week about it. So
There you
get up and
go.
do something. So my daughter, yeah, she did help because now I'm like pushing. Now I'm pushing. Before I was just like, I would still be the same, but I'm like, it's not as big as a concern to fight. But now that my daughter's here, I'm more like, okay, give me them pills. Let me hop around in a circle. What do I gotta do to stay here a little bit
There you
longer
go. Right.
for
Exactly.
her?
Yeah,
But
I love it.
yeah,
And I mean, that shows that you put her first and foremost. And so that's definitely a reason to continue pushing through. And then, like you said, getting up and moving around also lets you still feel life. You still feel alive, and like I'm moving around
yeah.
accomplishing things. So I can understand that. So are you like are you in the hospital, or are you home with your family?
No, I'm in the hospital right now. I came into the hospital walking before pain. I was having like this. I was having this. I knew my legs was going. Something told me, because I just kept getting this random shock to the bottom of my legs, and something told me in my soul, start redoing your room, start cleaning up, start getting your room together. So when I came, I just got out the hospital. As soon as I got home, I ordered $500,000-$600,000 worth of stuff on Amazon and completely redid my room. I showed it even on one of my TikToks. Like I'm like part one, but they're finishing part two. So I completely was done redoing my room. But at the end of that night, my body was hurt. I cried myself to sleep because the pain was so bad. And like there was this, I could just feel it like something's going on in the bottom of my back. Something's going on in the bottom of my back. So I was like, let me finish this room up first, and then I need someone to take me to the emergency room. And then so they finished up my room, set it up with my daughter. Here, Auntie Tasha, I think it's time.
That's what's
I
up.
think, what I'm thinking is happening, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Telling my cousins, I think what I think is happening is gonna happen. So we got to the emergency room and then passed we're here now. Started from the bottom, now we're here.
There you go. There you go.
Mm,
So
mm.
do me a favor, tell everybody where they can follow you, what you have going on. You know, I want everybody to keep in contact with you. Y'all follow
Oh,
her. She's sweetie.
oh, thank you. So you can follow me on TikTok at 18 TILL2. My original 18 till someone hacked me. And one thing about me, I have a lot of people that don't like me because the light I shine. Let's remember that people will not like you because you're so happy. I had this girl in high school that said, I didn't like you because you smiled too much. What?
Wow. No, that's sad.
So I have some people that generally don't like me because the way I shine and the way I care about people. So
Right.
I honestly believe it was someone in my child's father's family, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you,
Yeah, yeah.
that got took my account, found some kind of way. So I started again, but I'm not that 23K, but I'm at 3,000. I'm blessed. Ooh, I got to 1,000 in 5 days on my new account.
And
So I
it's
am
gonna
having a
continue to grow.
giveaway.
It's gonna
Yeah,
continue to
yeah.
grow. Because I watch you face,
So
you know, I'm
oh,
watching.
thank you.
Oh, absolutely. And I also want to give a shout out to those awesome nurses of yours that have done dances with you. That that is so
Oh,
important. I mean, the fact that they joined in with you to keep you happy,
they love
I
me.
love that. I love that. So I commend you all for going above and beyond because nurses are the
For their
backbone.
patience.
I love it.
Oh, sometimes I think the patients, the nurses should get paid more than doctors
You're
because
right.
they make my day. Okay, they out here wiping my butt, not the
Yep.
doctors.
Yep.
All the
That's true.
doctors saying write this prescription. I'm not lying. No, I'm not gonna knock no doctor, but the way these nurses care and love. Like I was just having a conversation with my nurse today. She used to work in a jail, and she was like, "Oh, we used to be called an inmate lover because she treated them like human beings. She treated them with care."
That's
So just know there's not a lot. And but I've visited places like rehab because I'm gonna go to a rehabilitation center after this.
okay.
And I've been places where they left my neighbors and pooped diapers all day and didn't care or yelled at me because I was on the phone. Like I've had horrible experiences with nurses, but at this very facility that I'm at, Loma Linda Children's Hospital in Loma Linda, California, there's not one nurse that I don't like, not one nurse that doesn't love me in return. Everyone says they love my energy, they love and half the time I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Ain't this how you're supposed to be?
Right.
I didn't know
I know,
people
right.
was
It's
that
sad.
miserable.
Isn't that
Shoot.
true? It's sad that you gotta even say stuff like that because that should be normal to be happy. So you said you're going into a rehab after this?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
And I can't wait because one thing I want to learn is to take care of myself. The first thing I feel like that was the first thing everyone should have did. As soon as I said, hey, my legs is gone, they should have put in PT and OT orders immediately. So that's one thing I just don't like that they didn't. They should have put physical therapy and occupational therapy orders immediately so I can learn how to live with this. So I
Exactly.
can learn how to I've been in the bed for the past couple of days. But so tomorrow I'm gonna be learning how to get in and out of a wheelchair. I'm so excited because I
Yeah.
got a whole bunch of outfits I want to
I know that's
wear.
right. I love it. I love it. And so from what they're telling you at this particular point, it's a wrap for the legs. Like that it's you're going
Yeah,
to get in the
so
wheelchair.
they're saying I have weeks to a month to live.
Okay. Okay.
That's
That's
where we're at right now. But but as of right now, the way that this
go.
tumor has grown, I have weeks to months. And really it's not even living, but it's gonna take my brain. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Then it's gonna take me.
So eventually that's what they're saying.
Is next.
It'll attack every organ.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, because it's on my spinal cord, so it's gonna eat. It's compressing on my spinal cord now. That's what's taking the legs. So
okay.
they believe if it grows a little bit more, yeah, my brain is next, and then but who I don't want to. You know what? I'm here for the Lord. Like I said, they told me back in 2018 this was inevitable. This was something that was gonna happen to me. Or like I just been waiting for this day to come. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Since
Yeah.
they've sent me home terminal December 2018. So it's not nothing new to me. That's why I'm able to accept it and talk about it.
I love it.
because and who doesn't want to be with God eternally?
Hey,
This world we living on, this is not life on earth. Because I've been struggling, baby. I've been through some
telling you, you
struggles.
lied about that. You
Shoot, all I know is,
never lied. Never lied. I mean,
yeah,
I
all
swear
I know is heaven better be great. I'm just
it is. I'm pretty
kidding.
sure it is. It better be. My damn grandmother and family.
It better be.
It better be a good place. They better
Shoot.
be making a spot for me one day.
Okay. I want a toilet made of gold, Father God, and I want my legs back. Thank you.
Oh, that's right. It's nothing wrong with that. Shoot. I mean, I'd be asking
Mhm.
too. You don't ask, you don't receive. So
Okay, like you gonna really have me walking around? You really gonna have me rolling around heaven?
okay.
I'm just
She
kidding.
has some more dancing to do, okay? We need to
Okay.
do dancing.
True. Now I can only do my little Vogue, baby. I be, ooh, get
That's
in
what's
there.
popping.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
seen that.
I done seen some people getting that there in their chairs. I mean, it's this one lady that dances and she has a partner and they did I can't even think of the
Really.
name of that song, but it's raining. There's like water coming down and
Oh, like,
oh man, and she's in her wheelchair and he's standing up and it's very like seductive. It was so awesome. And she
ooh,
ended
I
up
like
out of her
that.
wheelchair and she was moving.
Yeah.
It was tight. I'm
See?
gonna send it to you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go find
Please send it to me because I
yeah,
need to see it. Because
it is so tight.
that's one thing I just need people to understand. I, like I may be paralyzed or like one, two things. Well, I may be paralyzed, but at least I'm not dead. And second, I need people to get up and do something because you never know. I did not go into the emergency room thinking I wouldn't be able to walk out. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go to this hospital thinking, hey, this was going to happen to me. I just thought, hey, I was about to die. I didn't think I was going to lose my legs.
Yeah,
So so get up and do something. Get out there. It's like I was just going off on my life right now, like and have health insurance. There should be no reason for nobody not to have no life insurance.
that's true. That's true. You do need those things, and you're right. And it's very important because I mean, our day is going to come. You know, make no mistake
It
about
don't matter.
it. We're not made to be here forever. So you know,
Right.
if somebody ever find out how to do it, please let me know because I think I'd like to do.
Okay.
It. You know,
Shoot, I might become. I would like to be a vampire.
yeah. Let me just put that out there right
Okay.
now. Anybody know? Please let me know. I got
Okay. I would
I
not
got a last
mind.
I got one last question for you before I let you go for the evening. And that question is, will you promise me to always spread peace and love in this world?
Oh, girl, I was doing that before you, baby. That's what I do.
I love. And
Thank you
continue to
so,
do
so
it.
much.
Of
That's
course.
what I do.
And please continue to do it. And to the haters, she's still gonna keep shining her light.
I'm
So
still alive. I'm about to do
you
that
hate-
TikTok right now. I'm still alive.
okay,
I'm
right.
still alive. So I'm
That's
about to
what
post
you
that
need
literally
to do.
right now, girl.
And this
Okay.
is a shout out to all the haters. She's still alive.
Period.
Well, I do appreciate
Okay.
you.
Thank you so much, and I appreciate you.
And